Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Funnel Factor. Today we have a little friend joining us. This is Asher. He is my son, and he's having a rough day. So he's eating some goldfish while we do the last day of Garrett J. White Week, which is exciting. And I have something really cool to show you that happened with the page. So this will be interesting. Usually we don't spend a whole week looking at someone's page like in regular life, no, typically. So there's actually been some things that changed about the page since we looked at it last. So before we get started though, give me a hashtag live if you're here watching live and a hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and we'll get started. So this is going to be our last day. This is Friday. So this is the T of our trust test, which stands for text. We are doing the text factor today. And that means we're going to look at how not the copy, not the words itself, not the message, because we did that on Tuesday, but we're actually looking at more of the format. So we're going to start the clock. We'll put 10 minutes on. And you may have noticed if you've been tuning in already this week, you can see that the page looks a little bit different than it looked before. Throughout the whole week, we've been having this countdown clock. It started at like 6 or 7 days. It was probably 7 days, but it said 6 days and 23 hours or something like that. And throughout the whole week, it has been counting down as we've been doing these every day. And also, I was curious today. So I always just leave the page up the whole week in its own little browser, and I just leave it up. And today I was like, I wonder if I refresh, will the clock start over? And so I did a refresh, and it did not start over. So they have this linked to cookies or IP address or something. It's linked to me. And so it will, no matter how many times I refresh it, it's going to still be that clock. Now, I imagine that they are using something like deadline funnels for that. It tracks who's landing on your pages, and it has timers. It basically creates your actual, like, makes your deadlines that you put on your pages, it makes them true. The other thing that I noticed, when I refreshed the page, it actually didn't show that red bar at the top. I can't even really hide it, but it was still just showing me the clock. The red bar was not there at the top. And I did start noticing the pop-ups. Let me just make this bigger. I noticed maybe you've seen it as I've been talking, and I don't know if you can actually see it. Let me hide my, let's see, where is that? I don't know if I can hide this. What does that hide? Okay, I'll hide that, and I'll hide this. So you can see down here in the bottom corner where there will be some like social proof stuff pop up. Let me do a quick refresh, and maybe it'll restart that up. But that was not showing up earlier in the week, which is, there it goes. Okay, so we had this, and unless I was totally ignoring it throughout the rest of the week and earlier, in the other days, I hadn't noticed it before, but they started popping up today. So I don't know if they just added in this feature in the last 24 hours, or if they have it set to where they don't start popping up until you get a certain point through the timer. The other thing, of course, is this red bar. This hadn't popped up until today. It actually didn't even pop up until like I was getting ready. So like I said, I refreshed the page and it still wasn't showing up. I was getting everything ready for the live and it still wasn't there. And then like right when I was going to like hit live, I was like, oh, where did that red bar come from? So it popped up. Probably is set on a timer as well. Which is cool because if you have people still visiting the page and they haven't made up their mind yet, you're going to want to create some more urgency, change up some stuff. So let's throw in some more social proof. Let's throw in a bar at the top that says, hey, you need to get signed up before this date because that's when your time's up. That's when it starts for you. I don't know what their deadline funnel is set to do, if the price goes up, or I don't know. I'm not know. Maybe I can take a look at it in a couple days when my clock has run out and see what happens, and I can give you guys a quick report on it. We'll see. Anyway, we are a few minutes in and we haven't even gotten to the topics, but I wanted to point those things out because it's really cool to be, we're here to see strategy And that is something that we need to know. If this is something that is working, then we need to recreate that on our own. Okay, so let's dive in then to the text. So we're going to do text today, and we're looking at the format because a lot of people that just copy and paste their text on into the templates. Whatever is there is there. They use the same fonts that are set up in the templates. They use the same sizes. They copy and paste their entire headline and copy it into one element, which makes everything uniform and the same size. And that's just that'll get you started, but it just does not make your funnel look and feel like a credible, reliable, trustworthy funnel. And so that's what we're here to do, is to make our funnels more trustworthy, therefore making more sales. Okay, so right away, like on Monday, we dove into this and we saw this is the entire headline, but it's not all the same size. It's not all the same font. We have little text here, big, little. These fonts are different than this font. We can get our little font ninja here and check out the fonts. Let's get it loaded. So this is agency, Open Sans. So you can see that, again, I think I pointed this out last week, but there are only 2 fonts on this entire page. If you have more than 2 fonts on your page, okay, let's say more than 3, because sometimes we want a third one that we use sparingly to highlight some words, maybe like a scripty font or something like that. If you have more than 3 fonts on your page, go through your pages, make everything uniform, make sure everything is the same font, because that is a dead giveaway that you are not a professional and don't know what you're doing with your marketing if your fonts are all over the place. The other thing is to take notice that some of this is bold, some of it is not. And this here is obviously, it's blue, makes it stand out more. Again, bold. He even made this entire thing italics, made some of the words bold, and then even underlined to give it extra emphasis. Like, how do I make more emphasis on something that's already bold, right? Either change the color, but then it changes all of the color of the bold stuff, or you just underline it. So there's ways to get around some of the things that ClickFunnels limits us on. The other thing to notice is on this particular page, he's got all of it capitalized. Every word in this funnel, except for the A's and the 2's and the thes, are all capitalized, and that is typical of a headline. So if you're wondering, like, do I capitalize all the words? Do I capitalize all of the words or all of the letters? Or I just make it look like a sentence. Like, if you're wondering, well, they've decided on this page to do it that way. All right, moving on. Let's see if we can find some interesting stuff to break down for the words, the text. Excuse me. This list here is a pretty standard. Like, it's one column. It's 2 columns, but all of the text is in one column. I like this because he's got the testimonials down the side. So it's while it's just basically it's a big block of text, nothing's really breaking it up. It's not that big, but it's longer than what I typically would do. This entire section right here without having a whole lot of formatting on the text. I mean, we do have like these subheadlines, which is really, really good. Too much font changes and too much like color changes and breaking it up can actually make it more difficult to read. So I think this works really well, especially because he has the testimonials down this side that's adding into that visual interest. And then we have the background image as well that is in there. And we get down to this, and I really like how he's got a consistent format of these phrases that he's really wanting to drive home. Wake up, rise up, king up, and then up here he had your time to rise is now. I like the every other word thing for these really short phrases, and that's again repeated down here. I think that's really a cool look if you can have it consistent and not have it get annoying. And then we talked about this earlier in the week, but every time he's starting like a new little like topic on his copy, he's got this wide black section, but then he has this text here, and he's kind of got the same repetitive thing going on where every other, I don't know if that's true for just that one. Yeah, it must be just true for that one. It happens to be that every other word is bold. It's kind of a cool pattern that happened with that one, but it's really just because he's highlighting quiet and lie. But we get down to this one here, and you can see that the pattern doesn't repeat. But notice that all of his headlines starting new sections are all the same fonts. They're all that agency font. So he's very consistent in using that font in headlines and some of his subheadlines, and very consistent in using the open sans in all of his body copy. He's also got the agency font on the buttons. So if you're going to pick fonts, make sure that your fonts you're choosing work well in all of the areas that they need to work. If they're hard to read, then choose different fonts. We have 2 seconds left, so I guess that's as far as we're going to get. This has been really fun this week, looking at Garrett J. White's funnel, and I think this is a really great example. If you are either a funnel designer, or if you are a coach or an info product creator, you're going to be selling a challenge or a program of some kind, definitely bookmark this page to refer back to and use it as a template, as a guideline for when you're creating your own page, because he did really, really awesome. His team did awesome. I don't know who built his funnel, but it was really, really good. So that's all I've got for you today. Next week, we'll be back with a brand new week with a brand new entrepreneur and a brand new landing page, and we'll be doing this all again. I would invite you to go to funnelfactorshow.com to get all of the episodes for free and get in there, and you can get access to also the T.R.U.S.T test and take your own funnel through the T.R.U.S.T test and get some tips and tricks on how to make your funnel more trustworthy and convert better. So that's it for me today, you guys. Have a great weekend, and hopefully you get some sunshine. We have some sunshine here, and it's this kid's birthday on Sunday, so that's really exciting. We're gonna have a great weekend. Anyway, okay, take care. We'll see you next week.